The Duckpin Pro Bowlers Association presents Championship Bowling. Tonight's show is being brought to you in part by American Airlines. Fly American to the Caribbean. By Liberty Travel, with over 130 corporate-owned vacation centers. And by Alamo Rent-A-Car. Hello and welcome back to Championship Bowling, a series designed to show you the best in professional duckpin bowling. I'm Mike Sella, and today we're in Baltimore, Maryland at Fairlanes, Middlesex for our Grand Masters tournament. And Joe Rainier, my colleague, steps in. Joe, you're a professional bowler. You qualified. You didn't make it through the semifinals, and it's a tough field, isn't it?
It is a tough field, and the Masters always adds a little excitement. Everybody wants a little piece of the action, and you're going to see some super scores today. We had Kathy Gowker, the general manager here, set the stage for just what we're going to call a Super Sunday.
All right, our four bowlers are awaiting you when we come back in just a moment on Championship Bowling. In tonight's championship match, both men are looking for their very first DPBA Pro Tour victory. John Gorman has climbed the ladder as the fourth seed, having defeated Steve Foley 166-126 and Kenny Cross 129-127. The 30-year-old Gorman is a resident of East Granby, Connecticut. He'll face off against our top seed, Wes O'Donnell. O'Donnell from Riverdale, Maryland, has bowled well throughout the qualifying rounds, and in this championship match, O'Donnell has been unstoppable, building a 45-pin lead midway through the match. Little did anyone know, however, at Fairlanes, Middlesex that day, or TV viewers watching across the nation later on, that this match was far from being over. We pick up this DPBA Pro Tour stop with John Gorman bowling in his half of the sixth frame with a seemingly impossible task ahead of him. Run into a buzzsaw in the form of Wes O'Donnell.
He sure has, and the only thing he can do is bowl one ball at a time, try to make some things happen, and hope that Wes makes a mistake or two.
At this point, I would think that John would feel like the pressure is off and might as well just throw him down there and do the best you can. Sometimes that sort of helps. We've seen big leads evaporate before.
Oh, definitely. But there again, he's thrown the first ball already in the sixth frame. Oh, nice shot. And I was just going to say, has his work cut out, and he makes the 5, 9, and 10. A very difficult shot. But he needs to start throwing strikes. He's not going to overcome the 45-pin lead that Wes has making spares at this point. Get back on the front one, see if he can move some pins around here. Big ball. Now,
he has just not gotten untracked here in this championship match. Won 2 matches previously.
nice shot. 2 shots in a row. He made the 2, 4, 6, and 10 this end. A little exhibition of bowling.
John Gorman's How to Pick Up a Spare clinic continues.
Shot.
You drew it out any better. I don't think you could have done that.
That's where you'd have put
the plan.
That's where the chalk line would have been. Come on, Wes, we're looking for a 200 game.
Well, maybe John give him some tips on how to pick up tough spares.
I don't know, but somebody gave him a tip on how to play safe when you're on a strike. You saw where he stuck that ball, right where it belonged. He certainly didn't want to be flirting with the whole side of the head pin right then. Okay, 81 plus through 7 frames for John Gorman to 126, so it's 45 pins still. But John does have a mark, and Wes went open.
Wes O'Donnell. He's got another one.
Bounce right back.
So O'Donnell is back on the strike count in the 8th. John Gorman up now, working off spares in the 6th and the 7th.
Boy, he's going to have to keep making these shots, too.
Right on the head pin that time. Well, he's made 2 tough ones in a row. Let's see if he tries for 3 here.
I'd love to see it. Nice shot. What an exhibition here. We'll see it.
John Gorman. Watch this. Couldn't. You described it. You couldn't have told the story any better as to where to hit that pin. John Gorman.
Hey, finally got it.
Do it the easy way. This time, knock them all down at the same time. So John has probably hit 3 of the toughest spares in a row that I've ever seen.
You'd hate to think you have to make 3 shots like that every time before you get a strike.
Wes O'Donnell now, he's had things pretty much his own way through the first 8 frames. Wes gave it a little hop.
Even with John making all those shots, Wes isn't looking over his shoulder. He put his head down, keep on going. Most John Gorman can shoot 169.
Yep.
And Wes
O'Donnell missed there. Leaves him with a 145, 154 possible, 155 with this pin, and he's got it.
If he marks in the 10th frame, he already has, with just a wood box in the 10th frame, he's going to have John on at least 2 more strikes. If he marks, he's going to close him out, and he will be our champion. He struck every time on this frame, on this lane, Mike. 4 for 4 on the left lane.
Well, let's see if he keeps that streak going. Yep.
Well, it's not over.
No, John Gorman's got a little adrenaline flowing after making some of those great shots. We could have a tight finish yet.
If he misses, if he doesn't make any one of those 3 splits, it's over. And that's got to be going through Wes's head, at least, you know, a thought. If not a thought, it'll be an afterthought if John Gorman throws a doubleheader or a triple.
Wes O'Donnell down to his last ball, and he rolls it through the middle to finish with a 161. So,
seemed like he should have had 190 the way he was moving pins around, didn't it?
Yeah.
But he didn't throw a double, and it's hard to get out of the 60s or 70s unless you catch the doubleheader strike, and he was every other frame.
Yep.
Must be a strike.
John Gorman, do or die here.
It's not. Hold all tickets, folks.
Well, you won't see a stranger one than that. And let's take a look.
Anybody going down the ramps will turn around and come back now, won't they, Mike? That's a live ball. Just to explain what happened, the ball deflected off the head pin to the wall and came across, and the ball is live from the time it makes contact with a pin. Had it gone in the channel and come out and then hit a pin, it's a dead ball. He needs 1 more. Are you kidding me? Holy mackerel, Mike, I don't believe this. I absolutely do not believe this.
John Gorman.
He needs, now he's not finished, he needs 3 on this ball. Do you believe this? He went 3 splits in a row, 3 strikes.
And he's on the verge.
The shot that was heard all over the world. Were we just speaking of that a little while ago? My goodness. Stay behind the line and keep it in the middle.
And he's got it!
Finish. Holy mackerel.
John Gorman with an impossible finish. And he pulls it off to win it. 169-161. And a standing ovation for John Gorman. Let's take a look again.
Well, there you see.
Icing on the cake.
That's the replay of the last 4 balls that John Gorman threw. And we showed you 3 replays prior to that where he made splits. Just incredible.
And we'll be back to talk to the Miracle Man, John Gorman, after this. Welcome back to Fairlane's Middlesex in Baltimore, Maryland. An improbable, almost miraculous finish as John Gorman defeats Wes O'Donnell 169-161 in our championship match. And with me now, Mike Delaney from Fairlane's district manager. Mike, you've got an award to make.
We certainly do, and one that's certainly justified. John, I've never seen a finish like that. Unbelievable.
Neither have I.
Good job. Outstanding. Keep
you.
up the good bowling.
Thank you.
John, you were down by 45 pins. Improbable finish. You had to make those 3 spares before you came back with the 4 strikes. What was going through your mind as things were kept going?
Somewhere. I need some strikes. That's all I could do. I says, can't win without strikes.
That's right. You couldn't win without strikes, and you did. 169-161, as Mike mentioned. An outstanding finish. Congratulations. Also, a round-trip ticket to the Caribbean on American Airlines. Congratulations on your first tour win. Okay, Joe Rainier, what can you say about a finish that we just had?
All I can say is I'm glad I was here, because if you were trying to tell me this happened, I wouldn't believe it.